bloop.
Where should I be right now?
Get in the stream chat. Start stream. Oh, what should you work on? You mean?
Yeah, you're in my zone. Maybe I can try to fix that basement wall in the mansion.
The basement wall in the mansion.
The
Well,
one that's
but then I'm gonna go to the mansion as soon as I'm done here. Maybe I'll just take these plants to the mansion and make the prefabs there.
Okay, cool. I mean, there's not much else for me to do out here either. Until I have the prefabs. Although I might be able to flip this gate around. I didn't notice it until just now, but there's like one tiny face that's either non-existent or facing the wrong way. But it's fine on the other side. So I just have to like flip the gate 180 degrees and hope it works. It should. I have to sneeze. I'm gonna mute the microphone. Hee And nothing ever happened. I was always here.
That was stupid.
You're stupid.
You're stupid. Why?
That's
Why
my
won't it
question.
show up the little how many streamers thing? It's only doing it on the dashboard for some reason.
Refresh the strand.
I did like twice.
Refresh the
Anyway,
strand.
I'm gonna go to the mansion and start making those prefabs. I didn't change the UI. It still says lighting. I didn't change anything. It's all wrong.
Cole, does Microsoft Family Features ever ask you 20 times a day to sign in? It does ask me to do that.
No, what did you, why did you give them your, why did you let them
I didn't. I didn't. I don't know why they're here.
They let themselves in.
I never asked them to be here. I think that, I don't know if like my dad accidentally did it, and he's like, oh, I don't want that. Or what, but like every day Microsoft Family Features is like, sign in so you don't miss out. I'm like, get out! I don't want you spying on me.
Let's see.
I have video games to develop, Microsoft.
Update information. You think, will that actually update live on stream? If you refresh your page, does it say the new title now?
Yeah, it will.
Okay.
You just have to refresh the page to see titles, but it'll show up.
Excellent.
Well, I mean, you have to click enter. Did you?
I hit update information. There's a button.
Okay.
I
refreshed the stream and still saw lights and reflections in the mansion.
Alright, let me see. Let me edit this thing.
The real question is Visa still a buy?
I don't know, Jordan, is it?
I'm looking. Confused. Oops, I died. Oops. Oh, there's streamception.
Oh.
This article seems useless to me.
Good.
It mentioned Visa in like 3 words and then it moved on.
Visa is a thing. It's a company. They do stuff.
No, it
The end.
listed some information that didn't really concern me.
Great.
Visa, New York Stock Exchange V, Bucks card for teens. Capital One, money for teens, and current 8.6 million in funding. What is that? I don't know. What is that? I'm sure it tells me something that I don't really care about. I'm a team. For now. Ah!
What?
So confused. The watcher number.
Yeah, what about it?
I wonder if it's because our... Is it like because our communities are too long and it pushes it over to the next line? Because I usually see the watching now number on the top right across from the community.
I have no idea. Now I see it. Okay.
Maybe our stream is just broken.
Maybe everything is broken. Just like the Horologist Legacy, we can't put freaking light probes in.
The Horologist Legacy leaked into our stream and it broke it too.
That's what it is. That's actually what's happening. We should tell them all we're streaming.
Cole, can you do a... Wait. Did you... What?
What?
You've got a green arrow. I thought that... What? I thought you were... What? I'm confused.
I just...
Does it not count the fact that you made prefabs as...
I updated
or
last
have you not
night.
started? You...
I
like,
pushed
loaded
last
it.
night.
Oh, you haven't... I thought you had done some... ball with your... like, pre-stream or something like that. Anyway. Ooh.
We're alive, boys. I should have put that.
Only boys. Oops, that's a problem.
Well, I don't think there are any girls here. At least in the Discord right now. I don't think they are. I could be wrong.
Oops.
I don't know.
Oops.
Besides, if you say it very like meme-esque, it's acceptable. Oops, that's Sai's channel. Better not put that there.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Super spaghetti. Oops. My life is a series of oops.
That's probably true. I mean, if you think about it. Hello, Kirad. Good to see you again. Let's see about these stupid plants.
Those plants have feelings.
Yeah, and they're stupid. Take that, plant man.
Oh my goodness. What are those? Is that a shadow? Wait, what? Oh, it's a thing. Okay.
Horseweed. Horseweed.
What did you call me?
Weed. It's what it is.
Cool. No.
Why does it have a rigid body? Stop. You're being silly, Unity.
Ah!
What was that?
Doesn't look silly.
Are you dead? What happened?
What? So, well, I flipped the gate 180 degrees, but I only have to flip it on the other axis, because now the gate is leaning towards the wrong side.
Great.
Oh, that's not good at all! Wait. Now it is good!
It's good now, Jordan.
It's not... It's better, but it's still pretty bad.
I'm like still a little confused as to what you're doing.
I am too. It's literally not really a big deal, but I'm doing it. It's kind of a big deal, but it's not a huge deal. Oh my god, I missed a spot. Oh no!
You need to calm down. Like, it's gonna be fine, bro. Prefab. Pre-bath. That's what I just typed.
Delete the stream.
Delete the stream. Horseweed. Prefab.
That seemed to fix everything. Well, I think I solved my problems.
Good. Cattail
Except
hero.
it's kind of floating in space.
Tale of a cat that once was a hero. It's actually just a weed.
I may have super lied. It's still.
You didn't even like kinda lie, you like super lied.
Well, I thought it was fixed, and then it wasn't. Ah!
Wait a minute. So there's this one. And the winter. There's a winter edition.
Yeah, it just looks a little wintry.
Ah!
I mean, it's not winter if you don't want to add it, but it might add more variety.
Cluster of cattails.
Oh, that was my favorite. Pre-made cluster. It makes my job easier. It's like an infomercial. Okay, everything is just suck. I'm just gonna.
Those are some. Jordan, if you keep yelling on the stream, you're gonna scare Kirat off.
Now it's. Wow, I'm scared. Marty!
He says, I'm already scared.
I'm just gonna have to re-import this gate and fix it.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Me too.
Me too, I'm also sorry for myself.
How could this happen to me?
Is it too early to start the chat war? Can I get a couple Bob Rosses in the chat, please?
No.
No, you cannot. The whole, it's like the chat has like 500 people in it, and they all just collectively are like, no. Stop it, Dad. Like, you're not funny. Oh boy, winter edition. No. Oh, I see. They're like dead. How exciting. Or maybe that's just what they look like in the winter. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what cattails look like in the winter.
Well, there were cattails in your neighborhood.
There were for a little while, and then they built houses over the top of them. Or at least I don't actually know. I think they just sort of like got rid of that area, like they leveled it or something.
Oh, a bunch of jerks.
It was kind of funny though. Like honestly, it was pretty funny because it was just like house, and then there's just a blank spot and like a tiny swamp, like with like frogs in it and crap. Like it was great.
It's like literally Shrek Swamp in your neighborhood.
Like this.
There were a bunch of frogs and cattails and just like standing water and plants, and it was really, well, it was something.
It was pretty special. I mean, that little swamp took
What
up
would
that
the
resident
HOA
space.
say?
The what? The who? Okay. I guess he's done. There are some cattails.
Right where they belong. Don't ever move
winter
them from
ones.
that spot.
Yeah. You're just right there.
Maybe put some in the fountain.
You like, yeah. You walk up to the house and just like a butler guy comes out and just starts spraying weed killer. Just like, oh, I'm so sorry. He takes like a machete and starts like chopping him down.
It's pretty stupid.
He's like, oh, it's dirty.
This never happens. I swear. Where am I?
Where are you, Jordan? Cat's Tail Superhero Winter Prefab Dead 1 mode.
Superhero? Oh, I know what you mean. I don't know why they're called that.
I don't either.
I don't know what it means. It means something. It's not like random. It's not for no reason.
Hero Cluster Winter mode.
Well, if you don't want to, you don't have to do the clusters. Like, maybe we can make our own clusters, unless it's not that difficult.
I don't think it'll be that difficult. It takes like a few extra seconds to do them. Like maybe a minute.
Although
it's like a minute each or something.
Textures are all in there too, so
that's kind of nice.
Where am I? I'm lost. What happened?
How could this happen to you? What?
I'm looking at the gates little preview thing in the project folder, and it's doing that weird purple pink thing, and I'm like, oh, that's funny. Some things are just red, and some things are like blue and purple, and it's weird.
I hate it so much. The more days go by, the more I'm convinced this project has something horrendously wrong with it.
I think you have like some sort of leak in the project. The project is just, it's contaminated. Some data code string got corrupt. And it's slowly eating away at everything else.
Yeah.
It's infected our project thumbnails.
And the light probes, apparently.
And light probes.
Now, I kind of wonder if you could bring light probes in from another project, if they would work. I don't want to do that, though.
It'll be like, oh, these work fine in this project. And then the Horologist Legacy will be like, that's just an empty.
Yeah. Hydrilicus Maximus. That's the Latin name for this, right?
What?
That's the Latin name for this plant, right?
All I heard was Maximus.
Hydrilicus Maximus.
Which sounds like it means big.
Maybe it's Hydrilicus
I believe that's
minimus.
the rough translation is big. Or perhaps large or maximum. I don't know.
We should start making these closer because they...
Chubby. That's another word for maximum.
He says, I don't know what to say. I'm having a really boring day.
Most of the things that I say, I don't even think about, and I don't even realize I'm saying them.
Hydrilicus Maximus, for instance. We have to unbore Kirad. It's our new mission.
Maybe I can do something.
I
can play you a little song.
Oh my god.
Although it won't be very high quality coming through Discord.
I'll play Curetta's song.
Maybe Cole can play you a song.
Are you happy
I can
yet?
suggest a song Cole hasn't even heard before.
That was the utmost potential of my talent, right there. I'm half kidding, but half not. Hydrolicus maximus prefabicus.
I have 2 Twitch. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I didn't realize it, but I had another video playing in the background, and I turned my music up slightly, and I was like, why do I hear 2 streams at once?
Oops. That was a mobile.
What's going on here?
What? Hydrilia Mobile 1 prefab.
Mobile oppression powers?
What? Did I just make a duplicate prefab?
What?
I probably need to make them more like that, actually. I'm gonna leave that other one. It's a little harder doing it in the mansion because I have to think of it in terms of what it's going to be like in the other level, which I know is different.
Oh no.
Oh
wait, good
Mobilis Maximus 2.0.
Fix the gate.
What? Why is it that whenever I say what, you, like, don't hear it?
What?
Exactly.
I don't know. It's every time, though. It doesn't come through. It's like the one word that never, ever comes through. Except that time. The second time. What did I say?
I don't know.
Does anyone remember what I'm doing?
Something about the fence?
I fixed the gate, but I don't remember what else needs done.
Maybe the whole game's done now. Publish.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh yeah, that was it. I could actually play some old dank music.
I could suggest a song, Cole. I can suggest a really, 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 really good one.
I know that you could, but we both know that's a terrible idea.
Well, I suggest an equally good song that you don't even know about yet. Trust me, it's a doozy.
We could listen to the weird mansion melody thing that I didn't write.
Okay.
It's pretty weird. Super secret stuff. Oh boy. This is a thing.
The mansion should just play The Entertainer looped continuously. The mansion.
Yes. I messed with the pitch and stuff a bunch too. I don't know if that's too loud or too quiet. I can't tell. It's pretty weird and pretty awesome. Except if a new person comes in and doesn't know what we're playing, they're gonna be like, what? Okay, apparently that's done.
If a new person comes in. Oops! Sounds kind of like an industrial fan.
Maybe it is an industrial fan. Maybe it's an industrial fan of love. Don't read into that at all. It literally doesn't mean anything. And then it does one of these pitch shift things here. Started watching Gurren Lagann because I have no life.
Oh.
I thought that would be an appropriate remedy. Why do I keep hearing myself come through the microphone?
Oh shoot, I just realized that my stream was slightly on.
Your what?
The music was like barely on, and I didn't realize it until you said that.
Oh, what? The music's like barely.
I meant my stream audio was barely on, so you could hear yourself in Discord. And it didn't occur to me that it was even on. I just thought that I heard you twice for some reason.
Because I like to talk 2 times over
and
yeah, over and over.
It's normal. Oh, by the way, you might want to just do that whole LOD thing to the other trees too. Problem is, I don't exactly remember which trees have them and which don't.
Great!
Remember that I added like 10 new trees to the speed tree folder?
Yeah.
There's one of them that might look good in Asher's backyard in place of the broken tree. Since it doesn't want to light properly. It's kind of stupid that the built-in tree thing works pretty much only in daytime scenes.
Yeah, that's kind of really stupid. At least they have a good LOD system to back it up.
Like, why would you make it so that
it can only use freaking vertex lit?
I don't understand. It just looks so bad. Even if it's daytime, but it's not daytime enough, I feel like you'd still look at it and it'd be like, pop.
Yeah, if you have enough light to make a difference in real time in the scene, then things will look weird.
I mean, I guess if it's being lit by the...
And then Unity goes in and is like, what the heck is this?
I found the cow / horse / whatever rock.
Oh, I found the trees.
Okay. What about it?
I don't know.
Oh, there, hello.
But, like, yeah, just... I feel like it's kind of silly that Unity's like, look how efficient our tree system is. And it's like, of course it is. You're not, like, rendering anything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're not even trying.
I guess that maybe the reasoning is like most Unity games are really simple and don't even happen at night. They just kind of use the default daytime. whatever Skybox.
This isn't false.
I mean, I feel it's kind of like there are a lot of hobbyist developers out there who just sort of do it for fun and don't go as, I don't know what you'd call it. They don't
go hard.
Sure. They don't go ham. Yeah, I've seen a lot of indie games where you have like a score counter and it's like that default blue
Yes.
counter thing that you see a lot in Unity games.
It's just like an Arial text. Like, oh.
It's like isn't it in filler game or not? In Ultimate Button Spam. Doesn't Ultimate Button Spam have?
It does that.
I've seen like that exact same type of counter in a lot of indie games.
It's not hard to write it that way. It's like the most obvious way to write it. It's like the most obvious way you can possibly achieve an on-screen counter, basically.
And I've seen other indie games with like the same cloudy skybox background. There were I don't know, I think Steam's like trying to get rid of them and they've gotten rid of some, but there at least used to be a lot of games where the development team would spend less than like a day making it.
Yeah.
I remember one
of the teachers I had said that she one time worked in a company where they were expected to put out a game. It was like a mobile game company, and they were expected to put out one game every like 2 days.
Interesting.
And it was just they would just work all day on this piece of junk like recycled match 3 game or whatever.
No, like Steam, that's against Steam's like pretty much terms of service. Like they ban games like that, and they ban publishers if they publish games like that. Like a few months ago, I'm pretty sure they banned a publisher from like an indie publisher. You know, like just not like a person who actually publishes other person's games, but just like an account that publish their own games.
Mm-hmm.
They like removed over 100 games from Steam made by this one person or small group of people, and because they were all just basically the same game recycled over and over again and like flipping assets and stuff. And if you like look at the data for when those games released, they made an average of like 1.1 games per day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like the purpose of the way they made money was
you can make money doing that.
Well, like the way they made money was first making it like 99 cents and then also generating like 50,000 Steam keys and giving them to bots and then having them sell the trading cards for a low price because they get 10% of that, which is like 1 cent per card. So Steam would look at them and be like, all right, this game sold 50,038 copies, and you generated 50,000 keys at once. So I'm a little suspicious about this game.
Wonder what's wrong with that.
Well, yeah. It's kind of like, because they sort of made it easier than ever to put a game on Steam, but they're also actively trying to remove bad games.
Yeah.
Or at least asset flip game. I mean...
Right. I don't think they're necessarily removing, like, just bad games, partially because...
When I said bad games, I mean games where it's, like, literally ripping the player off and flipping assets and stuff like that. Because in the case of that, like, there were over 100 games that were kind of the same game, and they were, I think, kind of misleading too.
Yeah.
Like, the way they were doing it was sort of a no-no in the eyes of Valve. Yeah, it's not that they're removing bad games, they're removing asset flipped games where it's literally the same like 10 assets in every game. There's like an enemy ship and a friendly ship, and you shoot it, and it's a side scroller, and there's 100 of them made by one guy, and they're all the same game.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that. I like expect the amount of quality that it like 8 hours worth of, like less than 8 hours of time spent developing it between the start and end. So it's not. It's like more than a bad game, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, how goes the mansion?
Oh, it's mansioning along.
Oh, where did its leaves go? Oh no.
It's your bear version.
Oh no, bears.
It's bear
I don't
week
like
on
bears.
Game Jolt.
Bears make the stock market go down.
It's not really bear week on Game Jolt. But that's a thing that happens sometimes.
Bears try to make the stock market go down, Cole. I don't like those.
Or they change everyone's freaking profile pictures on Game Jolt. So all in all, they're very, very, very deviant.
What a nice chair you have here, ma'am.
Excuse me?
I'm admiring this chair.
Which chair?
The chair should be reused in other houses.
Which
Nice
chair?
Oh, it's the one in the sewing machine room.
That's a nice chair you have there.
Thank you.
That was actually a bot that just sounds like me.
Oh.
Don't listen to anything he says.
Sometimes I look at
Oh boy, the stream's buffering. Just
the
kidding.
bedroom. I look at the bedroom in Asher's house, and I think to myself that it looks a little bit empty compared to the newer houses.
The bedroom in who? In Asher's
Like
house?
What?
Which one?
Like the big bedroom.
Yeah, that one's a little empty. I don't know what to do about that.
Let's just put a guy in there.
I feel like that
He's just like having to smoke.
He's just like, hey.
Hey, don't mind those. You know the thing that happens?
Do I know the thing that happens?
Yeah, I don't want to, spoil things.
When you walk into that room.
Sure, yeah.
And he just goes flying.
He's like, don't mind that.
Yeah, that happens. It literally doesn't mean anything. I mean, kind of. It kind of means something. But like, yeah, just don't worry about it. I got a save job. I got a knock scratch down just like a bowling pin.
You okay?
Now let the trial begin. I don't know why, but that just popped into my head.
I'm sorry.
You know what that is? You know the one. Daniel Webster and the Devil? You remember.
Well, maybe we could put something in here.
I don't know, that sounds pretty risky. I'm kidding.
What could it be?
Try
What
anything.
could we possibly put in this? room. Dumbass one, maybe?
It's not that he couldn't go in there. I just don't highly recommend it.
Alright.
He can go anywhere. As he's proven many a time. Oh boy, I think I might have gotten... Oh, just kidding. Nope. More trees. Yeah, I'm glad I just went to bed last night, honestly. Instead of trying to continue these.
Oh,
What?
goody.
What?
Look at
What?
the Meatly's really cashing out. He said it's hashtag screenshot Saturday, ... smiley face. And that's it. He didn't even post a screenshot. What a guy.
It's Screenshot Saturday. Yeah.
42 people read it.
Oh my god.
We should do that.
We should have thought of it first, though. Now it's too late.
I'm sure he's not the first person who's done that, Cole.
Nah, but now
No
someone
one's the
popular
first
did
person
it.
who's ever done.
Now he's popular and did it, so now we can't do it because then they'll blame us for copying.
Well, we'll wait 2 days and people will forget.
And then they'll forget completely.
Well, that's how the internet works, Cole.
Except when it doesn't and they accuse you of things. Gotta save Jarvis. Good to see you're alive and well and your soul not sold to the devil. What foreshadowing?
Don't talk to me or my foreshadowing ever.
Mary, okay, whatever. I like heard them. That's amazing to me that comes through the microphone, honestly. But
It's
like
okay,
me saying the word "what" doesn't come through the microphone.
Yeah.
But that comes through the microphone.
I think
like,
you're
great job, Discord.
You broke it.
What'd I break?
You broke Discord.
I would be able to hear what you were saying if Discord would stop chopping out.
Sick burn.
Take that. Now let the trial begin. You're never gonna believe this, Jordan.
Why?
But the prefabs are done. Finished.
What?
Putting LODs on prefab. Or making... Yeah, whatever. Finished making prefabs for trees and weeds.
Cool, you should do the other trees in the speech tree folder too.
Where?
One of them would go well and Asher's back. Not to mention the prisoner.
Is it in the one that says speed tree stuff?
Let's find out. It's where all the speed tree folders are. It's like it's where the speed tree bonus folder is.
But it says speed tree stuff and it has other things.
Speed tree, probably speed tree stuff. Let's speed. Yeah, yes, I think so. It's in speed tree stuff. The thing is, they're all in their own respective folders, and I don't know which ones
Are what?
are new. I'm not 100% sure which ones are new and which ones have LODs. You can check and see if there's a prefab for one, and if there's not, then I guess that means that it doesn't have.
It looks like there's prefabs for exactly none of them.
Well, where'd you put the ones that do have prefabs?
Wait a minute. We used some of these. You mean we used some of these in that level with the terrain?
Yeah. Some of those are
Yeah.
trees that
So
are in.
those, we can turn those into prefabs for whatever trees those are.
Oh, you didn't make prefabs. You just did them individually. Okay.
Yeah.
So-
because you already had placed them all, so I just copied the values from one to the other.
Those are all of the trees that we have in the speed tree stuff folder, and they all need to have a prefab so that we can place them in other levels too.
Yeah. I'm gonna maybe move on to placing clocks now. And then we'll come back to that, because I'm gonna need to go back into the terrain scene in order to do that.
Interesting.
These are literally called
Look at that
fake
other tree.
things.
Fake news.
I'm a lawyer, do not fear.
Never mind, Miss Cat.
What? Who are you?
Where do you put the prefab of the things?
They're in all of those folders. They're just called the same thing _prefab. So just don't use ones that don't say prefab.
You know what's funny? I looked without actually updating.
You what?
I was looking for them, and I hadn't actually updated.
Jordan. Please give me reflection or light probes. No goal. But why?
Never gonna light probe again. Ooh. Wow, is that couch made of wood? Because you're the only 10 I see.
Okay.
What?
What do you mean, what?
Two clocks in one room? Oh my.
You only get to see one at a time. Pretty sneaky, huh?
Sure, stand in the corner where you can see both of them.
Nope, you only get to see one at a time no matter what.
Oh.
That's how it works.
Hmm?
This one is a loner too, because there's nowhere for it to go in this room, so that's where it's gonna stay. Besides, some of them should probably stay put, so that way they aren't all teleporting all the time.
Oh.
Or maybe it would be nice. I wish the script could compensate for just sometimes having it there and sometimes not, but I don't think it can do that. Like, it doesn't. Unless you.
Wait, what? There's no way to have it be there sometimes and not be there.
It's not that there's no way, I just don't have it, like, set up that way right now. I
Could
might be
you
able to
set
do
it
that.
so that it teleports a mile away?
You can
that's
do,
the
you
other
can do
possible-
that.
And just unloads because it's far enough away or something?
It won't unload, it will move to that location. Which isn't entirely true.
I mean, would it be cold at least?
No. But it's still the same amount of processing as if it was there, which is not a big deal. I'm gonna be right back. Because I have to
I mean, if there's a room where there's only one possible spot, it doesn't have to disappear, but it might be nice if sometimes it just wasn't there. Giving away all our secrets in the stream. What was I doing again? Oh, like a no. I found the prefab. Oh boy.
What? What did you do? Something about a prefab?
I found it.
Good. Yeah, but even if this clock is just kind of sitting here, I feel like sometimes they should just stay put, you know?
Who's put?
I might even make it so that they teleport less often than they do right now, because I kind of want it to be a subtle thing, so that for a while people are like, did that thing move?
I put a rock in the water.
I don't care. Sure, put a rock in the water.
Do you mind if I throw in a boulder?
Okay, now you're getting a little too big for your britches.
I'm gonna throw a rock in the boulder. Wait a minute.
I'm gonna throw a rock in the boulder.
What? That's pretty stupid. Why'd you say that?
I thought that's what you said.
No, I don't think I did say that.
I think you need to stop.
I heard you say it though. What? No. Anyway, back to real life. I'm putting a rock in this water.
You should have said, I'm putting a rock in this boulder. It would have been funnier.
The boulder.
It would have been so much funnier if you were like, now back to real life. I'm putting a rock in this boulder.
Well, that is what I'm doing. Whoopsies, I'm home. Oh no.
We need to get into more of these Discords so we can bring more of the boys. And the girls.
Discord
Girls are good too. I like girls. Oh wow. Sometimes you just find that there are like these dead spaces that you're like, wow, in a real level that would never fly, but like since it's not real life, who cares?
Everything's good.
It's just sort of funny sometimes.
Everything's really super good. Don't talk about me. Don't talk to me and myself.
I'm a lawyer, do not fear. That's the whole thing, by the way. Like that's not the whole song, but that's the only line he has right there, I think. Basically.
Interesting. Congratulations.
This just in, Ragnar Rocks just uploaded another video. Well, that's not gonna be allowed to fly. Not in my house. Did somebody just die? What just happened? What am I hearing?
I don't know what's happening. I think someone's going somewhere and they're angry.
But like humorously angry, I can't.
I think so. I think they're getting ready to go somewhere and, doing their hair and such. Which, of course, is never an easy task.
Why is there always anger involved in families when someone's doing their hair? No matter what.
It's so true, though.
Somebody's always like, "Rawr, rawr, rawr."
We be friends.
It's just, I don't know. It seems like an extremely, I'm gonna say like an arbitrary thing. I get it.
Mason's getting involved.
Oh, Mason's getting involved.
Yes.
He's just barking.
Yeah.
He's like, everybody shut up.
No, you shut up.
It was really funny. We kind of, it's as you know quite well, it's very cold here. And are these supposed to be fake clocks, Jordan, or are these pillars?
No, they're pillars.
Okay, like,
I know
they
it's
look the same. Like,
I know they go. The difference is they go perfectly to the ceiling.
Yeah.
I thought that wall looked too empty without them. Although, if you wanted, you could put a clock next to one of them. But
I feel like it's a dumb place to put it.
Like,
I'll
I
put one like
looked
here
at
or
it.
something.
I looked at it for a while, and I thought if there was nothing on either side, it looked too empty on that one. Like, it's kind of a big room, and I tried to fill it up. That's why there's like an easel in the middle.
Yeah.
It's because the room was kind of big and there wasn't much to put in the middle of it. That's also why there's a flower thing and a chandelier in the middle of the room, too.
It's kind of a weird placement. I'm tempted to actually move that so that it's in line with the door.
Mason has come to hide in my room.
It's taking refuge.
Hello! Ooh, can you get out of my way, please? Mason, no. Don't bring that in here.
What does he
Keep
have?
that negativity outside.
What does he have?
He just like barked like very quietly. I'm like, no, you keep that negativity outside. Don't bring that in.
He's just gonna sit there and just growl at you for no reason, just like rawr, rawr, rawr.
I think he wants food.
He's like, dude, I don't have anything. So I was saying, like, it's cold, right? And we left. We went to Applebee's and we accidentally left the dog outside.
Oh no!
And we get home and she's like looking out at like in through the window like, like we let her in and she just started doing laps around the house and like barking angrily, just like, what have you done to me? Like.
Oops.
Oops. Oops. You killed your son. He was essential to our master plan. Oops.
Call these cattails look amazing.
What?
Oops.
What's going on? Where am I? What is this?
Oh, Mason sneezed.
That's pretty dank.
Oh, now he's really excited.
Welcome to Dank Sneezing class. We're going to teach you how to sneeze like a dank person. And that's what this class is. Welcome.
What do we do about... Does this willow tree that's broken work?
Maybe from where it's sitting.
Is it vertex lit?
Probably. Or something.
But is
Whatever
it far
it is,
enough
it's
away that
probably
it
terrible.
doesn't...
What?
The one that's in the water, is it far enough away the flashlight can't vertex light it?
I think that might be the
There's
case.
one... Because I don't feel like I've ever seen it light up.
Yeah, that's kind of what I felt like was the case.
But I know it's supposedly broken.
What is your dog doing?
Oh, that was not my dog.
He's a wild animal.
It was an animal, though.
Feed me!
Oh, no. Not you, too. What is this bologna sandwich? Can I paint this cluster of grass on the terrain?
I don't know, can you? I have no idea.
Isn't that a thing? Or does that keep the LOD stuff that you added? Because you can paint
maybe.
objects to terrain, supposedly.
Yeah, you could try adding it and see if it works like that.
Cha-cha-cha. Although, the grass technically is just plains already.
But you can add another object that's different. That's like a 3D detail object if you want. I don't know if it'll keep all of the same properties as like the full prefab though. You'll have to look and see if that's what it's doing.
Paint details. Wait. Is that what I want? Yes, it is. Edit details. Add detail mesh.
We should make it so that there's a 1 in a billion chance of a clock spawning like out on this ledge and just being like, hello.
And it's sipping a martini.
It's sipping a martini, yes. Oh boy, the forbidden room.
Cool, please.
Oh, please, that room's forbidden. I think we could just make it spawn over there. Or over there. Those chairs seem really small. Assemble all 5 pieces of the forbidden one, and they automatically win the game. My name is Exodia. I'm gonna destroy.
Add.
Jordan, I feel like Mason whining is really enhancing the quality of this stream.
I was thinking that too. The grass doesn't appear to be working.
It's okay, nobody's watching. We don't have any fans.
Hang on.
I mean, what? Don't admit that to the world.
Well, why? Don't understand. How come when I paint a detail mesh, nothing happens?
Maybe because you're painting wrong.
Something's wrong. Everything's wrong.
You finally figured it out. That's exactly how it works. Oh, great. That's what I wanted to do. My name is Exodia. I'm gonna destroy you. That's radically different. I hope that doesn't cause a problem. That might cause a problem with the light, actually. Maybe I shouldn't do that. What? Oh. was gonna say. That would be an interesting place for one, actually.
You're an interesting place.
Excuse me?
I don't think I've ever successfully done this.
Hmm?
Like, when you add a detail mesh and you paint it, it like never works.
Yeah, I have no idea.
And I don't remember what the problem is.
It's gonna be funny when people open this door, because the clock's just gonna be hiding behind the door.
Did we ever think of a solution for the, like, there are multiple doors where you can open it the other way?
Nope.
Like,
I was
there are
thinking at some
multiple
point
doors
I'll just make a thing where you can open it both ways.
That's not how doors work.
Well, I'll make it so that when you open it from one way, it becomes a door that opens that way or something, maybe?
Technically, the door frames in the mansion aren't made right, because they're made right in August's house, but they have like this thing in the middle where the door can't go. It like sort of blocks the door from going the other way. I don't think these door frames have that.
Okay.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Anyway, remove the broken thing, please. Prefab me up inside. Ooh.
It's time to stop. Jordan, look. This is the official configuration.
Oh wow! Did we talk about just copying that table and chair once or twice and moving it over
Maybe.
to fill them up?
Possibly.
Maybe there's one under the table.
You know what we need to do is once the Horologist Legacy is done, we need to go to this mansion in real life and you know,
Oh.
have a large party.
Good idea.
A Horologist Legacy opening party. It'd be great. It's totally set up for it. It's got plenty of space. We'll invite all the cool kids. That'll be great. There'll be Mario Kart in every room. Double Dash. And like the old Diddy Kong Racing set up somewhere. We could do it.
Good one.
You're like,
done.
yay.
There are no prefabs for the tiny branches.
Oh. Yeah, I was like, what the? I didn't know what that was.
Oh, well, there's like the tree, but this is like a tiny branch of the tree that can just be on the floor or something.
I see.
Or the ground. There's like the river birch tree, but it comes with like a version where it's like a branch of the tree that's like separated.
Mm-hmm.
It can just be lying on the floor along the path or something. Maybe in the other level it's outside too. Yes.
You want to make this wider so that it has larger area of influence. That way you come back, it's different. That'd be cool. Yeah, why not? Kirad didn't even stick around for the best part.
Oh.
The clocks are the best part, of course. There's a surprising number of rooms that I walk into that I just go, up, there's no place for a clock in here, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's just kind of the way it is, you know?
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want a clock in every room either, so... It usually means the space is actually sufficiently filled.
Yeah. Good job, baby. Yeah.
Hee hee hoo ha hoo.
Ah, oh, ah, hee, ha, ho, ho.
Ah, hoo, hoo, ha, hee, ha. Where did that come from?
Ah. I'm looking at a tree that did you set all the trees to fade or just one of them? Did you set all of the trees to fade or just one?
Just one.
Because I can see
did it to a
others
different
that
one.
do the thing. Yeah, I can see a bunch other places where that happens.
Well, then set them to fade. And maybe
Or
make
like-
the prefab fade, I guess.
Well, I mean, it's like the trees that are already placed.
Yes.
in Asher's land.
I'm saying you can make prefabs out of those. Because they're already set up. And then you can set them to fade. You're not going to be able to fix the ones that are already there, though. You have to do that by hand. Alright, what did I do with that stupid thing?
This tree is my hero. Get it?
I get it. You're fired. Do you think our lack of wit is making it so that people don't even join in the first place?
I think I'm being pretty witty. But that was my wit. Did you like it?
That's disgusting.
I thought that was pretty good.
I thought it was pretty good.
Oops, I broke everything.
You hid wine bottles, you deviant.
What?
You hid actual bottles.
Yeah, there's some. He's gotta have some. Those are the ones that are already made.
How many do you think there are in this stack?
I mean, we can delete some of them.
And that might make sense, too.
Well, no, that's the freshly made batch.
It might make sense to delete some of them.
He can't just drink straight out of the barrel. He's gotta have some for personal use. It's already available.
I know. It just doesn't have to fill every single slot. It would look better if it didn't, probably.
It does in the demo, though. Isaac likes to harbor alcohol. He just doesn't like to drink it.
That's the truth.
Am I right, ladies? I feel like I made a horrible mistake.
What?
Did there used to be a tree here? I don't think
Where?
there did. I thought I deleted a tree, but I don't think I did.
There's this thing you can press to undo things that you did. I've heard of it though. I don't know what it is. We can't put one there. We could shove one in the closet, but that would be maybe a little too cheeky.
I like that the prefabs are pink for these plants.
I don't like that.
Oh, I don't either. I was making a joke.
Oh boy, there are two doors here, and one of them's the real one, and one of them's not.
I'm sorry. If one of them is white, it's probably the real one.
Yeah, that's the real one.
If you want to put the real door texture on it, if you type door, it should show up.
Oh.
Or I could just do it later.
That one.
Oops.
That's not even close. That one. Nope. That one. Nope.
Interesting.
That
close.
one. That's it. I was wondering why it looked like it stuck out so much. Because it actually does. Anyway. She's not here. Don't worry about her. She's not real yet. Hide it. I don't know why that's still white. I will change that now. Although I don't know if that's even the one we want to use. We literally put new white on it. Actually, that's the right material. What the frick? At least it's the same one.
I don't know. I don't remember things that I've done in the past.
I don't remember anything ever. I don't have memory. I don't remember.
Is there a
anything.
light for that painting?
What?
There's like there didn't used to be, but I think you added a lot of lights since I last checked, or at least a couple.
Maybe, I don't know.
Good
Oh,
answer.
I don't know if I.
The seams, Cole. The seams.
Where?
You have the seam on that. The pipe that like goes into the wall. It looked like it had a light map thingy for that radio.
Stitch the seams. Everybody stitch the seams. Actually, I don't.
I think it did.
Where is the stitch the seams thing?
I don't know. You're the one that figured it out.
But it's a different stuff this time.
Unity moved it around without telling us.
It did. It literally moved it without telling me. I don't know where it is anymore.
Unity updated in your sleep. Maybe you just dreamed about stitching the seams.
No, because these seams on these objects are stitched. What's going on?
I don't know what to tell you, Cole.
My whole life is a lie.
Maybe it only works.
Stitch me.
Something. Stitch me! Come on, Stitch. And welcome to the Stitch. I'm sorry.
I doubt it. Where did it go? I don't understand.
I don't either, Cole.
It's just gone. It's like I'm looking at something different this time, I guess.
That's fun. That sounds really fun. I would love to be in your situation right now.
That was sarcasm, and you know it.
No, I wouldn't. I don't know what that word even means. I've never heard it before. Is that a drink? Hi, hello. I would like to order a tall glass of sarcasm, please. Your finest.
Well, it's gone now. I don't know where it is. Stitching seams is hidden. Everybody.
Is there like a drop-down arrow?
We can't stitch. Do you see a drop-down arrow that isn't already dropped down? Besides, like this one, and it's not that one.
So, is it just supposed to be there and the option's not there? I'm confused.
It's usually like twice as long. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
You have to click on the FBX file to do it?
I tried that. It's literally all whited out and it looks the same.
What does that mean?
Send help. That's what it means.
Do you have to click on the object in the scene or the FBX file in the project?
I was clicking on the object in the scene. I tried
maybe
both.
try the opposite.
Mesh cylinder 11192.
I'm sorry.
Maybe it.
There aren't actually. I don't think there are actually 11,000 I think
I don't think so either.
at one point or another, well, like, I think what would happen is I would join some stuff together and say, like, if I was at cylinder 1000 and I joined it together so there were now less than 1000, it still keeps going at that number. So, like, if I import an object called cylinder 4000 and I only had 3 cylinders in the scene, the next object
still starts counting it from 4000.
The next cylinder, I think the next cylinder is 4000. I don't know for sure, but I think it's how it works. I don't think it goes towards the lowest number. Like, even if you delete cylinder 3 and you have like 6 cylinders, I think the next one you add will be cylinder 7. I don't think it replaces previous numbers. I'm dying.
I doubt it.
Hello, dying. I'm Patrick. This is Pat.
Good one. Oh, that's terrible. That can't be a thing.
Right.
It's so dark in here without the sun coming through.
Sun. The sun is the sun. And solar is
I'm just gonna leave clocks out of this room.
cool.
We could probably put one in here. Maybe. Or 2 or 5.
Please.
10 billion, billion, trillion clocks. Technically, the stream does say that the clock shall be placed by the million. Actually, by the trillion.
A lot of these trees fade in, but then some of them just, like, snap to the tiny version. Kind of confused.
I don't know.
I feel like it's also kind of weird. Speaking of that, in the mansion, if you're standing on the outside balcony, you can, like, I think you can kind of see some grass, but not all of it.
Where?
But I might be wrong.
If you're standing where?
If you're standing on the balcony in the top, like the top floor balcony overlooking the front yard and the bedroom, I think that you can see a little bit of the grass, but most of it's cold.
Yeah.
Because it's too far away. But I might be wrong.
Oh, well, that looks pretty neato. Neato burrito.
No.
I'm sorry, there's no burritos.
Can't say that around here.
We don't take kindly to burritos around here. What? Oh boy. I think food is on its way. By food, I mean smoothie things.
Alright, smooth me!
Don't smooth me.
I want to smoothie. Some more on this page.
You can get one when you become the CEO.
Oh, cool, I'm the half CEO. I'm the co-founder.
You're a CE.
Because they're...
That's a 3/4. You're pretty close.
What does that mean? Are you being stupid?
I'm the COLE.
Ah!
Take that.
You have all 3 letters in your name. That's why you're the CEO.
Yes. But you can't make those letters. Jordan actually has a silent C in it. And is spelled with an E and a silent L. Except you don't need the L. Hello. Thank you. I'd like to officially announce that I got that thing. I got the smoothie thing.
Well, can I have some?
Sure.
Okay.
I tried to stand up and then my earbuds tried to commit suicide.
Sorry.
They tried to commit Sudoku.
Be careful.
I think these all locate the camera on their own. And I think I also determined that these things are not laggy. I think. Let's pop up the profiler and find out. Unity Super Mega Profiler mode. Just work, please. Oh, August is talking. The low quality version, mind you.
No, she's...
Yes! Will you turn it back on, please? You mean the box in the basement?
Oh my. What does that sound? Do you hear that? Oh my god. Jordan?
What happened?
Can you hear like a terrible sound coming through the stream?
Is there?
Whenever I unpause the
What is
game,
it?
it goes...
Hang on.
Oh wait, it's part of the stream audio, or it's part of the game.
Well,
I must
press play.
I must have screwed up some of the... I know what I did, actually.
Okay, never
The
mind.
ambience is playing, but the ambience is really slowed down by accident. I remember that now.
Neat.
Like, it's like, it sounds like an electronic glitch. It's just so slow and gross.
Gross.
I'm a funny man. Let's shut that up.
I'm yelling. I'm in my prime.
And let's try this again. Update script run behavior update. I hope that's not causing a ruckus.
I need to go explode the ice machine.
I didn't.
By that I mean get a glass of water. Because apparently not over the phone it
You
always
said
sounds
that
like
before.
something's blowing up.
Yes, every
You
time.
mean
Well, it
the
sounds
box in
like
the basement?
it sounds like something's falling over every time you do it. It sounds like a bunch of stuff is falling apart.
Why? Did the doors look a little goofy? The lighting of
Yeah,
the
they
door.
don't bake properly, at least right now. I don't know why.
Oh boy.
I haven't figured that out yet.
I still think that a lot of these rooms have just a lot of darkness in them.
Yeah, they're still not. They still don't have the ambience from the sun.
Oh, when are we gonna add that?
I'm working on figuring out what the best way to do that is.
Oh,
Stop it.
light.
What is this? Oh, that was just the pause menu freaking out.
Is it supposed to change randomly?
Yes, it's completely random. As long as you're not looking at it. Which can sometimes make it look like there's two in the room because you like look directly from one to the other, and in the time you look from one to the other, it switches places. That happens a lot.
Oh. I didn't realize it switched that fast. Or like that frequently.
Well, I can make it less frequent. It's set up specifically because I knew I would have to adjust how aggressive it was.
Wow.
Oh, my text messages. Get off my phone. Oh boy. 500 and what is it? 596 followers. Who will the next followers be?
Neato.
If we actually had someone in the chat, we could be like, yo, it could be you, but nobody's here.
It could be you.
Are Saturdays just bad days to stream or what?
I mean, you can't expect a billion people to be in your chat the second.
No. We've been here for an hour and 37 minutes.
Yeah, I'm saying we don't have a follower base, so it's not easy for people to show up.
Okay.
And you can't expect people to come flooding in the chat the second you like create a Twitch account.
Oh my. That's pretty weird, actually. It looks like the culling is actually taking up like 23% of our processing power, but as a result, it gets back whatever the occlusion culling gets back in return.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
What does it get back?
Lots of FPS. I don't know how much, but the funny thing is, I think it takes 2.27 milliseconds, roughly, which is 23% of our frame rate, in order to actually process it. I might be able to optimize that, I don't know. At least I think that's what this is. Oddly enough, the image effects are only 5.5%. Although I am looking at it in a small window, so... Also, the profiler. The profiler makes things worse. Like, when you're running this profiler, right now, it's literally taking 22% of our frame rate. That's okay, because that won't be a thing in the real game. Behavior update. Apparently the teleporting clocks manager is the most expensive thing right now. But that's only 3.8% of the frame rate, which is pretty freaking small. I think the chunk manager looks like it has the same issue, where like it takes up a grand total of 1.3% of our frame rate, but it earns back probably that much or something, you know. which makes it, that's why this one isn't like effective, I suppose. Raycasts are notoriously expensive. The one raycast for the clock takes up 0.2% of our frame rate. Just the raycast for the clock. And the one for the button takes up 0.1. It's a very small amount, but it's just like that's why you have to be sparing with them, because they add up like that.
I just realized I said I was going to go get a glass of water and never did.
Oh yeah, we were debating about how it explodes. It sounds like it's exploding.
I'm just going to leave this here.
Have fun. And like a neglecting parent, I'm going to also get out of my seat for a moment. I need a coat because I'm drinking a smoothie and it's cold in here. However, I didn't have to walk that far. Teleporting clocks manager is 3.8%. Game object at activate. Game object at deactivate. Really? Oh, actually it doesn't take up that much of the frame rate. Oh.
And also Mason's here again. He wants more food.
Oh boy. Luckily, even as I add in more clocks, I think those numbers will stay the same because they all use a bounding box, which means that they won't even teleport until you're like within range for them to teleport, if that makes sense. So like if you're somewhere else, they won't be teleporting around. They can if you don't use the bounding box, but that's why I made it. Let's also make August shut up, please.
Ooh, wow.
Ooh, wowee. Wowoo.
Let's go.
Oh.
Well, that won't happen if the door's open, right?
Wait a minute, what the heck? What? Won't what?
You were like half inside the door and it was culling the outside.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's just a culling issue. You won't have that. You're supposed to not include things like doors in the culling. There's no spooky clock here. I'm gonna go stand in its place and see what happens. Newsflash.
Oh, is there still a problem with the bar area in that hedge?
Yeah, I haven't fixed that yet.
Is that something I need to fix, or is it a you thing?
I don't know.
Like, what's the solution that you think of?
I don't know. I just realized these freaking clocks do not... They're gonna have to be inside of an ignore raycast thing? I thought my clock script was just off, but apparently that is not the case.
No.
What?
Everything's bad.
Chill.
This just in. Everything is bad.
Oops, did I just do change children? That was dumb.
I think there's a frog inside me.
There's a what? There's a frog inside of you.
Yeah, that's like an expression for when
I know.
your throat's all stupid. Well, you'll normally say there's like a frog in my throat. I just word it differently.
I know. You word
I know.
everything differently.
Wow, what did I do?
Mason's like, I have a frog in my brain. Like, feed me. That's what it is, right? It's a frog in his brain.
It is imperative that when you're done with this, you make prefabs for the trees that don't. It is of the utmost urgency. Believe me.
No. Maybe. Maybe I shall. Ow. Now that I am drinking a smoothie, there is a frog in my groin.
Oh no! Get out.
I just
Get out
did
of
it
there.
again. Gosh dang it. Did I do it again? I can't even keep track. No.
What?
Oh, that's cheeky. My brain is falling apart.
It's okay. It happens to me all the time.
Now they supposedly all work. Maybe. It's actually kind of bizarre when they're just teleporting around like that. I'm just gonna casually walk up these stairs. Whoa, it changed. Ooh. Ooh. Whoa, it changed.
It's so scary, you guys.
It's so scary, you guys. I threw the game across the room, broke the game in half. You're just like growling back at Mason.
That's the way to do it. Alpha Growler, right here.
The Alpha Growler. Rawr. Rawr. Yeah, this room is dark. And yuck.
No, I don't think so.
I do. You're full of baloney.
Bologna sandwich.
Woo! Spooky!
Cool.
My job is to look for spookies right now. I am a spooky hunter. I hunt for spooks because my job is spook.
Okay.
Spook's my name and spook's my game. Fam. Hello. That's more like it. Spooky. Woo. I'm not going to stop making that noise. That's my favorite part.
This is a disaster.
You're a disaster.
I think someone's playing One Direction downstairs.
That is a disaster.
Oops. Cancel the stream.
Cancel the stream because someone's playing One Direction downstairs. Huh? Oh. So, one possible fix to this, Jordan,
What happened?
is, I baked occlusion cooling down here when I took the wall out, which works, because that was the thing causing the issue. So I can just take the wall out and then bake, and then, like,
Oh,
and then, yeah.
interesting. There's a lot of really white stuff down there. Oopsie. We put a little rag on top of the cloth because it's in storage. Just the one in here, though. Are its shadows real time?
No.
I'm confused.
Oh, the clock?
The clock was casting shadows.
No, it wasn't. That was the block that was there before that I got rid of.
Oh. So, are you gonna have the clocks be in different light scenes so they don't cast shadows when they're not there?
Ooh. What?
Well, if the light's baked and the clocks are only there sometimes,
Yeah.
they either can't cast a shadow, or when they're not there, they will still cast a shadow. So you might have to do that different scene thing with the clocks.
because
Yeah,
when they
to
disappear,
get the lighting correct on the clocks, I probably will.
yeah, that's what when the
But
clocks
on...
disappear, there shouldn't be a shadow there anymore. And if the shadow is baked, it would stay there. Looks really, really white in the sky.
No, there's such a radical difference between the brightness being really low and really high. Which is kind of an issue. I don't know what to do about that.
I mean, it just looks like the way you have the light.
Excuse me, why can I see this clock through this wall?
I mean, I don't know how this scene works, but I feel like the way it's set up doesn't work. I mean, having the brightness wherever it's at should stay at that amount of brightness.
What?
Like, I mean, if you set your brightness to 95 out of 100 for like the other levels, this one's just too bright.
Well, yeah, because all of the other ones are too dark.
It doesn't seem like it should be a problem. I don't know what to do.
I don't either.
Like, you have to like cut it in half or something.
Yeah, I was considering doing like a fractional thing. But it also can't be too dark. Because that's a problem in and of itself.
This staircase is dark. There it is.
What? Why are you not moving, young man? That thing's not going anywhere.
Oh no.
The pendulum only moves on one of them. Is that a problem with all of them?
I don't know.
What's
I thought they
going
moved another.
on?
What? It's moving now.
It was the other one.
Wait, did it when it moved back, did it stop moving again?
Where'd it go?
I don't know.
What? It's just one of them that works.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a problem on this one too with the frig.
Maybe your swinging script is odd. Isn't the pendulum supposed to swing like once per second? Isn't that the way, like, its purpose?
I don't even think. I don't know.
I feel like that's like it swings like to the left, and
I
that's
think
1
it
second.
swings either
to the right.
once. It's either that or it swings forward and backwards once per second.
It used to be that I feel like the first clock swung like 3 times per second or something.
I have no idea.
Like the very first version of our clock.
Possibly. I think it's an animation, not a script. Let me go. There. Explain yourself, young man. Oh. They're partially static and I don't know why. Oh. I guess I was using that to try to bake it. But well, shit.
No.
just select all of these and make them static and then not static. Stop it. Stop it. We might be able to put them in occlusion culling too. I'm not really sure. Oh, look at all the clocks. I didn't realize there were so many already.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Maybe we put some in the library.
Yeah, make one of the books be a really tiny clock.
Actually, I don't know where to put it because every single wall is books.
Yeah. No, do what I said. Make one of the books be a really tiny grandfather clock. Have that be
and
one.
it actually works. Like when you look at it, it's like,
like, what was that?
put clocks in the pool and make them
It's just
play.
one
it like yeah, but
playing
like
at the
one.
bottom.
But
No,
it like
it's in like a floaty type
yeah.
thing. It's in like an inner tube kind of floaty thing. Yeah.
Yes. What are you doing here, Mr. Roofman?
Uh-oh. How did that get in there? I told him not to be there.
He's still here, Jordan.
I don't know. I thought I fixed it.
I think I should put a clock way back here.
Cole, fix it for me. I don't... Microsoft Family Features, go away. The third time it's popped up today.
Isn't that great? Well then, looks like we have done the clock placements. I'm gonna check that off right now.
I always don't. I always notice that the path that leads to the gate is like. It has a higher.
I don't know what you said. I had to stand up and check off the thing.
I always notice that the path to the gate in August's house has a strength opacity of like max, and the rest of the path is less. So like you can, the whole path that goes from house to house has whatever like a percentage of opacity. But that path is, I think, 100%. I always like notice it.
Which one?
I don't know if other people do or not.
Which path has 100%?
Well, like the most of the path is a mix between the path texture and the grass texture.
Yeah, its target strength is not 100%.
No, but like this other path
It
Which
goes
one?
to the gate,
Oh.
100%. And I always notice it. I don't know if other people do.
That's kind of weird. You can just overwrite it with the new target strength of whatever the other one is.
I don't know what the strength was.
Well, you can just approximate. Well then. I'm not sure if there's anywhere else in the mansion that needs clocks. Leaning on no.
Put one on the roof. Yes. Did you put? Maybe there could be one in the wine cellar.
Well, it's not really.
Maybe
a
one of the
place
wine
for it.
bottles could be a clock.
Wine bottles are clocks. So
could
I
be one at
see.
the top of
Should
the
I
staircase.
just make some colliders for these?
Sure. Oh yeah, I was gonna put cube colliders there or something, I guess, but I didn't get around to it. You could put a clock at the top of the staircase in the table room.
In the table room. Oh.
Yes, the room
Yeah,
with
I
one
thought about doing that actually. Although there's already a clock in here that teleports between those two locations, and I kind of just like that being there.
You can just select an object and do box collider because they're all sort of grouped. Like click on the support thing for the barrels. They're all grouped into one, and you can just do box collider for it.
Oh,
And then sort of
yeah,
adjust it if
that'll
you
work.
have to. I think that would be easier. Like I
Yeah,
mean,
that'll work.
what you're doing works, but it might be faster to do it the other way.
Oh boy.
Like click on the bottom support.
Yeah,
I think it's the middle.
Oh.
Like there are two parts to the bottom support thing. Like there's a concrete one and a wooden one, and I think you have the wooden one selected.
Yeah.
Okay, I just caught up. I see it now. But yeah, do like a box collider for the concrete thing and just sort of drag it up. I guess I think that'll be easier. And Mason is whining like a little sack of Masons right now.
He's been doing that.
He used to not beg for food, but then my family started giving him food. Now he thinks it's okay.
Big surprise. Son of a bitch.
Oh, what'd you do this time?
I was just... It's just, I don't like when their numbers are itty-bitty, so that when you modify them even a tiny bit, they explode.
I know.
Like that's
Wait,
the
what are you
worst.
modifying?
Trying to modify, like, the height, and it's just
Oh.
like, no.
I just click on Edit Collider and do it.
Yeah, that's not an option for me because my Unity's dumb.
It's not?
I'll try it.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
You
it's
can't-
nothing.
What does that even mean?
It's when you have more than one inspector window open, which I always do, then you have to... But I should probably just close them because I don't normally use them. But sometimes I need them. I guess they're not that hard to bring back. Except you have to restart Unity every time you, like, in order to get it back. Oops, that's not right. Stupid. what you said.
Alright, look at those barrels. I would very much like to marry that barrel.
You need to stop.
Vroom vroom.
I'm dying.
Aha!
What was that?
He ran out the door.
You're like, I have you now.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid.
So, do none of the trees in the speed tree stuff folder have a prefab?
Do none of the trees in the tree... No.
Oh.
I miss Kieran. Where did he go?
He went off to greener pastures.
The
Oh no!
pasture is the greenest. The greenest. Somebody turn back on the lights, please. The greenest. Where's all the light? The green. Unity's stuck. The greenest. The greenest. Just a green pasture, Jordan.
I'm a pasture.
That's not true. You're a liar. That's what you are.
Wait, was that you in a greener pasture?
Yes. I was really trying to make you get it. And then you Well, what was I doing again? Oh yeah, I added colliders to those barrels. Great. Whatever.
Woo!
Barrel.
Oh my goodness. This tree is probably the funniest
He's
one
back.
I've seen.
Wait, how did he get back?
Huh?
Mason has returned.
What happened?
I heard him again.
I'm confused.
You're a Doge. How is he getting in?
Oh, I don't know. He came back through the door. I found like the funniest tree that grows because every single tree branch grows. If you're far enough away, the tree is literally just the trunk, and then all of the branches grow up.
It's literally
It's
the
pretty
stupidest thing ever.
We need to make them fade.
What?
I locked the door and I just heard his nose press up against it.
At least your dog wants your attention. My dog does not love me. We almost got 300 views on this Twitch channel, boyo.
They're all me.
No, but probably half of them, and then the other half are me. Someday, when this game launches, there'll be like people that go back and watch these videos just because they're like seeing if they can get any story spoilers.
Oh.
So that they can decode the great mystery of the Horologist legacy. See?
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, someone just joined. That's what it's all about. But on the real, that would be really cool. that's kind of that would be great if that was happening. Which I don't think it really is right now. Did you also notice what I changed the secret door to, Jordan?
What?
You can see who that is.
Oh. Hello there, Mr. Door.
Hello, Jordan.
I was talking to the door.
That was the door responding.
Nah.
Meh. Making some lights while we're at it, because why not? Only the most exciting activity in the world, am I right? Ladies.
But that's not what the description says.
Alright, cancel the stream. It's over.
I think that we could enhance the stream by having a GIF of Dumbass 1 spinning in a circle in the corner of the screen.
In the lower
It'll
left, it's like
Yeah,
it'll look like he's the one saying the message.
it'll be a conversation starter. Oh, we can even do that, yeah. We'll have a text box that is like his speech bubble. Uh-oh.
He's trying to invade. He's like, you let me in right now.
You open up this door, mister.
Open this door right now.
I actually have to go refill my glass of water.
You should punt him in the process.
Ooh.
Hmm. Quit casting shadows, young man. Wait a minute. If these are set not to cast shadows, and they don't cast shadows in the light map, then how come... What? Maybe they do cast shadows. Ugh. I hope I'm wrong. Because that would suck. Why does that wall light up so much more? Also, this light needs to take a vacation. If I can find it. It's probably the right range, it's just too intense. Great. Whatever. Hello there. We've actually moved past what the description says. I should change that real quick. If it would open, that would be great. What?
I'm laughing at my dog. He's just staring at the door. on the outside, wanting to get. He wants to come into my room so he can eat my delicious leftover food.
We finished the LODs.
No.
And clock replacements.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh, wowee, wowoo. I didn't place any lights in this room yet.
Lights? Oh no, it's because you didn't want to go in there before.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna maybe do that.
You were always afraid to go in that room because it was cursed.
This is what I'm used to seeing. This is the long version of the thing, of the mesh renderer. And right here it says stitch seams. I don't know what's different about this than like something else though. I don't know what I did to get this longer mesh renderer. Oh.
Why is it there for some?
I might have figured it out actually.
Oh, good.
Unless I didn't, I don't know. Let me find out. I just got spun around. I think I figured it out. It's under light map settings. Although I feel like that wasn't there before, but maybe it was. I don't know. That's pretty weird, actually.
At some point, we need to put like faces and stuff on these picture frames.
Yeah, ideally.
Not pictures of a certain character that we all know and love.
we all know and love dearly. More Daleks. Meow. The character that we know and love dearly, by the way, is not a Dalek. Meow. Where was I gonna put this? Oh yeah. The forbidden room. Meow.
I think the only known collider issue in the mansion left is the library staircase, which in theory all that has to happen is there needs to be some sort of detection area to turn off the upper part of the collider, because there are two objects that make up the staircase collider, and
Yeah.
you hit your head on the top part of it if you're walking up the staircase. And so if we could have a box where when you're in it and it detects that it turns that top part off or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that would fix the problem.
Probably.
But supposedly you cannot fling yourself anymore besides that.
Hopefully.
I walked around the front staircase several times and couldn't fling myself anymore.
Good. Oops, what the Oh boy, Notch just tweeted. What did he say?
He said, meh.
Yeah, Notch says, meh. I really liked a thing he tweeted this morning. He was like, GameSpot put out an article, but it was about, like, Batgirl or something. Ooh. And he immediately was like, you guys know that that's not a game, right? Which was pretty funny to me, because, like, it's true. They were actually talking about the movie. He said, like, did you guys know that movies aren't games? And I'm like, that's pretty savage. That's why being Notch, or like, being someone, like, really important on Twitter would be so much more fun than just being someone on Twitter. Because anything you say is like, oh my god. Like, and you could just do stuff like that. Just casually be like, that's dumb. And everyone's like, whoa.
I mean, I don't mean to brag, but I have 105 followers. Pretty important.
Okay. That's probably above average for, like, the human race.
If you include people who don't have Twitter accounts, then yes.
If you include people who don't have Twitter accounts, then I'm probably above average, honestly. Well, I don't know. I don't have very many followers yet.
I'll follow you, Cole.
Oh, will you?
You know what? I'll do it right now.
I would like to see that.
Now you can just send me the money in an envelope under the table.
And then I'm like, no, and then like the notification sound plays in reverse.
I mean, maybe I'll just press this unfollow button.
Jordan, stop. How am I ever going to become the real Cole Bradley? Why are there 2 lampshades?
Why are there 2 lampshades?
I don't know. Why are there 2 lampshades is what I asked.
I don't know.
Why are there 2 lamps?
Oh.
In the same place!
I don't know. Oh. Okay, the smaller one I think is the correct one. Look closely.
But
one of them
why?
is like... I don't remember. There's one that's at like a slightly different height, and that's one of them's wrong. I apparently didn't remove the wrong one.
Apparently not.
Look closely at like the cord of the. Look at where the cord it plugs into the lamp, and that might help you determine which one's the right one.
You just put the cord in the wrong spot.
Did I?
It's just hovering.
Wait a minute. Look closely. What the heck? So they're both wrong?
Oh, wait.
Cole, do me a favor and select the cord and the outlet and drag them down a little bit.
I think that's the real fix, Jordan.
Well, I think that the lamp was hovering in the first place.
That might have been true.
So it was correct in the first... Originally, it was correct. Or something.
That might have been
I think
right.
that was sort of the problem.
What is this shit? Why did you just send me a Lenny face at 4:20 p.m.?
It didn't even mean to send it at that time. But I realized that that's what I did. Like, as soon as it sent, I saw that, and then I was like, oh.
It's funny because it just has the number right under it, like, so. It says, it's literally like Lenny face, and then the 420, like, little tag underneath it is almost as big as the Lenny face.
It's extra big because of what time it is. This specific time is bigger than any other time.
It's like, it's one of the great secrets of Twitter is that 420 is actually like 1 font point larger.
That'd be pretty
You have to be looking to catch it. And also there's a free cheating button under the casino machines that you tap to while we're at it. Casinos can't stop you from pushing the cheat and give yourself money button. Oh, better look at this, see what this is all about. Gosh, what if everybody knew that there was just a free give yourself money button under every slot machine?
Yes.
Why has no one been spreading this information? What are you? That's actually what I was looking for. Except that one's kind of garbo. That one's kind of garbo,
What?
man.
Garbo Man? What about him?
He's
It's not
Garbo
Garbo
Man.
Tuesday.
Huh? Garbo. What is it? Is it something I said?
No. Yeah, I was laughing at Garbo.
He's Garbo Man. You can buy a Garbo suit for... How much did they sell that thing for?
How much do they sell it for?
The Garbo suit. Also, why is it
don't-
not touching the ceiling?
There was like a joke. They sold well, like Garbo Tuesday is a holiday they made up where
Yes.
everything in their store is 1% off.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
the day
that's right.
after it's the day after Cyber Monday.
Garbo Tuesday, where everything is garbage.
And for that day only, they had an item in their store for I think $1 million. That was the Garbo Man.
Was it also 1% off?
Yes, everything in the
Excellent.
store was 1% off. So it would cost $1 million, but you could buy it for 1% off.
And did somebody buy it? Jordan.
What?
Did somebody buy the Garbo Man suit?
Okay, okay. Let me just get $1 million first.
Jordan. There are a lot of Rooster Teeth fans.
if a bunch of us get together, we can buy the suit. I'll start a page. Get it like a
Have like a
donation
GoFundMe to buy the Garbo Man suit. At that point,
Go to
it'd
the
be like, I'm
Rooster Teeth
just gonna commit fraud and move to another country. I think is a good idea.
No. Go to the Rooster Teeth
buy a
subreddit
trash bag.
and start gathering funds to buy Garbo Man.
Garbo Man fund. You're just like, you have like a bell, like for the like you're one of those donation people, like with a bell. Please fund my Garbo suit. They're like, what is he talking about? I've never heard of that charity. Please fund garbage. Oh, you gotta have more range than that, Sonny.
Is there? We should probably play music in our stream if we don't already.
Huh? Oh, wait.
I have it muted right now. But there's probably a lot of quiet time that would be filled with musical poems.
I run out of stuff to play, though.
That's why you keep it on autoplay, son.
Yeah, but then it plays dumb stuff. I kind of want to have a glass dome here, because I feel like, I don't know, the way this room is lit, it would just be nice if it was naturally lit.
I think that YouTube has like a Creative Commons Zero library of music, but you have to download the songs one at a time.
Yes.
There's no download all button. So you can make a playlist on your computer, but you have to click download many, many, many times.
Yes, it's kind of dumb. And their music isn't always very good.
Well, it's Creative Commons Zero, so
There's good Creative Commons
if
Zero
it was
stuff.
good,
It's
it
just
probably
not.
would.
I mean, some of it's okay. Depends on what you're using it for.
Shut up, bird.
Wow, language.
I think there was like a crow outside or something.
We just start streaming and then a crow lands on your window and it just crows the whole stream.
There's like an owl that lives outside my house, though. For the past several months, I hear hooing outside my window every night.
Great. Notch just tweeted again. He says, JavaScript is like a cat. It pushes things off the table and has a plan to kill you. And petting one is like petting a bear trap, and it freaks out and runs all over the place, and it maybe wants to go outside, but only if you don't open the door.
Was Minecraft originally made with Java? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember seeing Java pop up whenever I launched Minecraft. Back in the day.
Yeah, it was written in JavaScript.
Did the Microsoft peoples rewrite it?
There's a JavaScript edition of it, but I think they maybe rewrote one version of it in C# or C++ or something.
I feel like Mark was talking about it being in C++ on the Windows Store or something.
I think it's C++ on the Windows Store, maybe. Which might be more efficient, I don't remember. It wouldn't surprise me if it was. Performance JavaScript is a tough thing to do, whereas C++ I think is more oriented around performance. That's also why Unity uses C#.
Switch to C++. Better
it is faster if you know how to use it properly. But apparently, I mean C#'s pretty close to C++, I think.
Oh.
In terms of performance, usually? Question mark? Don't go.
But I noticed something the other day. I think that if you press play and walk towards one of the bathrooms and look at the shower, I'm pretty sure the controller is taller than the shower head. Can you confirm this for me?
Which one?
Any of the bathrooms with showers in it, the upstairs bathrooms. The bedroom bathrooms, I think they're both the same size.
It does.
And I think
the
controller is actually taller than the shower. I don't know what to do with that. But we could maybe make the shower head just higher up and not touch the curtain or anything like that.
Why is it still doing that ambient occlusion thing? Did I not change that? Did I really not change that? What the frick? Oh, a push, I see.
Well,
when did that happen?
I have now lost all purpose in life and don't know what to work on.
Great. What did you just push?
I fixed that gate. No.
Okay.
I mean, it says in the notes. I pushed the gate and also added a bunch of the prefabs you just made around that area.
Oh boy.
I sort of made a tree line in that gear. In the gap between the fence and the gate, I put some trees to sort of make a natural barrier. So it's not as obvious if there's an invisible wall there. Yeah.
What? Wait, so where are all the... Why does that wall...
I'm sorry?
I can see the clock through this wall.
Well, you see, that's because I don't know. Click on the wall and see if it looks weird. Is it just one wall or a bunch of walls combined, maybe?
It just doesn't have a collider on it at all.
Although, the wall doesn't?
Well, it doesn't show that it has a collider.
Well, that's because the wall doesn't have a collider. There's a hidden collider that goes around all of the walls.
Great. Where is that?
Well, they're separated into several different pieces, so
What's it called?
you could try scanning for it.
Great.
But so like, look, that wall is made up of a bunch of geometry because it goes in and out. So, so I found that instead of having either a mesh collider or a box collider, that I think it's better to just have a plane, go into Blender and make like a quad or whatever you want to call it that covers up that wall and goes around all the walls.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't know if box colliders work differently, but with the box collider, I know there's 5 more faces than there is a plane.
Jordan,
So
they don't go all the way up.
Well, I didn't think they needed to go too high.
Well, they do, because they have to block. They have to block the clocks.
Oh.
Oops.
I didn't realize colliders are what did that. I thought that
Yes.
any mesh did that. See, I'm learning new things too.
You see, the way it detects it is not with a...
I could re-import it and like snap it to the ceiling.
Sure, something like that.
Or if that's the only place where it's a problem, you could just click it and pull it up.
It'll probably be a place like everywhere. Or probably be a problem like everywhere.
Oh.
Because anywhere there's a clock, it's gonna need...
There's a clock.
It's
Your
gonna
clock.
need the walls to go up.
Oops, 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 oops.
That's too many oopses for one day, you're fired.
Guess I don't have to fix those colliders then.
I kid, fix my colliders.
And then you're fired.
And then you'll blow up. You're right. We need to raise all the shower heads. Which I don't think is a problem. I don't think you have to bring anything else up except the shower heads.
Yeah.
I'll just do that.
Also, the material in the walls of that bathroom probably should be different.
Yes. A lot of these walls, a lot of everything material-wise needs to be different. This is like wood for floors. And it's like on everything.
It works in some.
It does work on some things, though. You know, there's so much space here that could have been used for like a big fancy bathroom, but that's okay. I mean, they could have had like a glass shower. That would have been neato.
If you have ideas like that, you should tell me before I make something.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I figured you would put like a fancy bathroom here, but then once this was here,
I mean, it's
like,
fancy in the sense that it's got a big room next to it.
It does have that room next to it. I feel like that room could sort of be expanded into like... I mean, obviously it would make sense to have the toilet have its own space like that. I do like that because it's just sensible.
That's how my parents' bathroom works.
Yeah,
for the most part.
That's the sensible way to do it, you know. Notch tweeted again. It's an account that's like a cat. And it says, "This human gets us. I like this human." And I think Notch maybe retweeted it.
Is the song "Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer" also stuck in your head too?
No. And I'm glad I'm not
neither.
you right now.
What? No. Is there a problem with that one roof poking through? Because I want to explode the universe.
This is a reflection probe problem up here. What was I doing? Oh, I was raising all of these. How many bathrooms are there, and where are they? How many bathrooms are there?
How many bathrooms are there?
Yeah.
Cut out. There's 2 showers in the mansion.
Well, showers.
One for both bedrooms.
That's what I thought.
They're both kind of in the front of the house, if you're not sure. One's just higher up than the other.
Yep.
I feel like this is an insulting headline.
Yep.
I just looked. I glanced at my phone,
Uh-huh.
and I happened to have it like swiped to the left where it says news stories, and I saw one that said, "LA's best Indian food can be found in this gas station," and I almost feel like that's insulting to Indian food.
I don't know. Sometimes there are gas stations that have like actually totally killer food.
And then sometimes they make the zombie apocalypse happen.
That too.
I think there was a movie, I don't remember what it was called, but I think there was a movie where like the zombie apocalypse started by like a gas station burger or something.
Big surprise.
Someone ate one that was rotten and it became a zombie.
And become the zombie. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Casey's has good pizza, and so does Quick Trip. They're actually pretty similar with their pizza, I think. I haven't compared the two in a long time, but I think they're pretty similar. Those are chain restaurants. It's not like those are something special.
Well,
or chain gas stations, I guess.
I'm not talking chain gas stations. I think are different. Like they tend to have nicer food than like small town gas stations that are just there's only one location.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bill's Fill-em-Ups, you know.
Bill's Fill-em-Ups.
Something you've never heard of. Some like rundown gas station you've never heard of that's the only location.
Right next to Ye Old Buggy Wash. Or the Old Buggy Wash, if you actually pronounce things correctly. I actually figured out the other day why they why the old was, or like Ye Old was pronounced the old. It's because it's like you said before, where it's like it literally meant the, but like the reason that you got from a Y to a TH sound is because they were actually trying to use a letter that was like the letter Y. I don't remember if it literally was the letter Y or if it was something slightly different that like looked a lot like the letter Y. And the idea was to concise the two into one. Because you use a TH sound so often that it might as well be its own letter was the idea, which is not bad logic. They just used, like, the same freaking letter. And it didn't catch on. And then typewriters, for a lot of these things, typewriters were beginning to be a thing. And because of that, like, the language that was kind of already standardized started to become, like, set in stone. Because nobody wanted to change their typewriters.
Oh. Fancy, fancy.
There are actually a lot of letters that were in the English language, or like they attempted to put into the English language that people just kind of didn't accept, or like just fell out of use.
Like what?
I don't know. There's a whole video about him, and it mentions ye old
Rip in
buggy
peace,
wash.
Was one of them was buggy what?
That's where I got ye old buggy wash from.
Oh.
It was in the video. And in the video, he's like,
You stole it.
I stole it. I'm just clicking things for no reason. I'm gonna fix all those speed trees. Oh wait, no I'm not, because they're in the other scene.
Oopsies. Well, I saved. I'm not there anymore.
Okay, then I will update and I will go in there and make prefabs out of what we have.
Ooh.
Ooh, wee.
Marty.
Calm down. Actually, I'm gonna be right back. In like 2 seconds.
Scandalous.
By that I mean like a few more than 2.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa. That's me and Grandpa, we believe. She'd been drinking too much eggnog, and we begged her not to go. But she forgot her medication, and she staggered through the door out in the snow. When we found her Christmas morning at the scene of the attack, she had footprints on her forehead and incriminating claw marks on her back. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Walking home from our house Christmas Eve.
Jordan,
You can say there's no
Yeah?
such thing as Santa.
what the fuck are you doing?
It was stuck in my head. Sorry.
Sorry, boss. I was gonna do something funny. I remember what it is now. That wasn't it, by the way. It's just me doing it. No internet. That's because the internet's not on. Dummy.
Oh.
Well, the Wi-Fi's not. Perfect.
Ooh.
What? It's like it's not working. Confusion. I tried to make Merponza join, but Merponza doesn't seem to be doing anything. Unless it's showing up on yours, I don't know. Oh look, some rocks and stuff.
I just went back and replayed the last couple minutes of the stream and listened to the audio. It's pretty stupid.
I did not do that. You made a bunch of dead cat tails.
No, you're a dead cat.
You made the winter ones.
What?
You made the winter cat tails.
Shh, it's okay that there's some of them. It makes more variety.
It's like half of them.
Maybe those ones didn't get enough sunlight.
Maybe you didn't get enough sunlight. Yeah. Ha. Take that. Oh, I hope these aren't vertex lit, Jordan. Did you text for that? Test for that.
I did not test the plants. I thought that the shader would be normal. Because the other speed trees are normal.
Let's find out. It's probably normal.
I would assume that if the speed trees aren't vertex lit, then the speed tree plants are also not vertex lit. If they are, it's going to be the suck.
Very descriptive. I would love to see what the reaction of like ourselves from like 6th grade or something would be like to the way we act nowadays. It's like tuning into one of these streams.
What are you trying to say?
It would just be funny.
Are you insulting me?
Yes. That was the point, actually.
Oh.
Everything is an insult to you. Yeah, they're fine. They had some variety. Very nice. Oops, I got spun around because I'm the dumb.
You walked past it?
I just got spun around and like started walking into a wall.
Ooh.
Those are some... That is a nice boulder. It doesn't show Merponza in the... Maybe I'm not logged in. Whatever. I should really start doing that. I feel like it would make it a lot more likely that people would join.
What if we paid people to watch the stream?
No, but I am thinking about like
Craigslist ad.
yeah. Maybe like what if we just got some people like Mark couldn't make it to the first one, but now we've like actually made our streams half decent, so like they would be worth watching.
Did Ethan ever get back to you?
I don't know. I stopped trying to talk to him because he won't respond. Or if he does, he responds and then puts his phone down for another 6 months.
I don't know.
This is a good solution.
Every time I go on
Jordan.
Steam, he's playing Brawlhalla.
I know. It's like, how do I communicate with you? Maybe we have to message him on Steam.
Maybe.
Maybe that's the only way to talk to him.
I don't know.
Um.
He seems pretty interested in the game.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing it on purpose. These trees are
I'll
pretty
be right
dank. These are good, by the way, Jordan, for like, instead of just an invisible wall.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah. I like the colors too, seriously.
Ooh. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Well, those cold pretty early, don't they? I was pretty aggressive with those. That's okay. I don't think it'll be a big deal. Maybe right there, though. I don't know. I have to change that one just a little bit. Try applying that. Probably just because it's small. Or something.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Cobra.
That's a lie, you're a liar.
Oops.
That's
oops,
what your name
oops. I broke it.
Liar Bob's round pants.
Lie? Lies? Oh. These must be the three other things.
What?
Nothing. I'm being Jordan. Don't worry about it.
Okay, proceeding to not worry about it. Those trees brought some color here that we didn't have before. That's pretty nice. Unfortunately, it's kind of hidden, you know. But it's there now.
You don't say. This is gonna be kind of a nightmare.
We're used to nightmares. The entire Horologist legacy is a nightmare.
No, I mean it's the part. Making the colliders be.
Yeah.
Cole, is it okay if every wall collider is one object?
Maybe. That's probably okay.
Interesting.
Because
In
it
that
doesn't,
case, I will
it's
do
not
that.
getting cold or anything, you know. They're just colliders.
Well, I
But
hope
they better be accurate, otherwise we're screwed, you know.
Does it go into edit strokes mode? I want it to go into edit other things mode. Are you stuck?
What was I here for again? Oh, yeah.
Why do you stuck?
Speed tree stuff folder. An ass.
Oops. Cool.
You could tell that it's an aspen because of the way it is.
Thank you.
Why does this tree have colliders on it?
Oh, they come with built-in colliders.
I
They're
know,
like
but like I
capsule
thought I
colliders.
got them off of everything. Did you add aspens and stuff?
Did I?
Did you
I didn't think I
you
did.
just add stuff like in their last run from like the extra like from the other speed tree folder?
I didn't add anything today. I don't think I added anything in the past either.
How did this get here?
Oh no, maybe you missed one.
Oh
I
my
might.
God. I think
I
a
don't-
lot of them have collision objects, and I don't know why.
Don't. I'm like pretty sure I never went back and added any more trees, but I could be wrong. I don't think I did.
Well, anyway. I guess there's more work to be done here, boys.
No.
That's
Job's done.
that's too big. Let's scale that down just a bit. Notch is just on fire today. What is this?
It's me, Jordan. Woo. Funny jokes.
Oh, he's just retweeting somebody's thing. I get it because it's Jordan and funny jokes. It just occurred to me that we could use the same lantern as the one we already have made for, like, the mansion. Unless we already said that before and I just forgot about it. Which is a thing that happens. Your doge is the cry. The cry engine, we might even say.
No.
Oh yes, Jordan. There is now an aspen prefab. That is the thing now.
You can tell it's an aspen.
Because of the way it is.
Yes.
You can also tell it's a prefab because of the way it is. Hee-hoo-ha-hoo-ha.
That's a good one.
It's a really good one, actually. I came up with them myself, thank you. I'll be here all night.
Oh.
Oh boy, that's terrible. How about crossfade, or whatever? Is that what we did? Yeah. This one gets to be crossfade, because that's terrible. Last tree prefab. I love how it's pink, too.
I don't know why. It's not real. It's fake. Fake pink.
Fake news pink. Oopsies.
Oh. What? Isn't there a clock in that corner by the downstairs staircase to the basement?
What? Isn't there? Say that again.
Isn't there a clock in the corner by the staircase that goes to the basement?
Yeah, why?
Because there's a collider there that's gonna block you from seeing it if you're on the stairs.
Maybe just don't put a collider there, and we'll put one there that's an ignore raycast collider. Last tree 1 prefab.
Nope.
These are very descript.
Nope.
Nope.
Remember that time?
What?
Remember that time I played Grandma got run over by a reindeer on the storm?
Jordan?
Do you remember that?
I remember that. More than
I
want to
remember that. Those were good times.
Oh yeah, really?
They really,
Yeah, really?
they really were.
New tree 1. Prefab. At least there's only 1 in each of these folders instead of like 18.
Yes.
Unfortunately, there's like 18 of them left.
Yes.
You're like, this was my plan all along. So apparently this is our actual tree and stuff kit that we acquired from Speed Tree. It's all kind of in one place. That's kind of nice.
No. Hopefully, I don't break everything. I'm trying to fix the colliders.
That would not be good if you broke everything. I mean, you could just
So,
fix it again, but like...
Does the floor collider work both ways? Like, if there's an upstairs room with a clock on it, does the collider for the floor block you from seeing it from below? Or does there have to be like a ceiling collider too?
What?
Oh, I don't know.
How has it worked in the past?
I don't remember.
Interesting.
I think we used cube colliders for a lot of things.
Oh. If you were in the mansion right now, would you be able to look up through a ceiling and see a clock?
If you were in the mansion right now, you want me to go in and find out? Jordan.
So then, he's dead. It's official. Like he's actually dead. Hey, Jordan.
What happened?
Hey, Jordan.
What happened?
I said it like 50 times.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
I was like, do you want me to go into the mansion and find out?
Oh, I never heard any of that. Sure.
I was like, I
It
think
didn't come through.
he's dead. Like,
It didn't come through on my end.
I figured as much.
All I heard was like, find out. I'm like, I guess he's gonna do it on his own. I guess he's gonna go over there. I didn't realize you were asking. I thought you were just saying.
And then I got like closer to the microphone. I was like, Jordan. And then you just kept going like, doo-doo-doo-doo. Like, and I'm just like, yeah, I think he's dead.
That must be really annoying.
Yes, it was, and I'm offended.
Well, you definitely see it through the fake door.
That's because the door doesn't have a collider.
Yeah, I know. Interesting.
Look at it teleporting. It's literally teleporting between those two places. That's how fast it decides to teleport, too. It's a little too fast, probably.
They teleport a lot.
Also, why aren't the animations running? I thought I unstaticked them all. Oh, because I'm paused. I was gonna say. Wait a minute, but I'm way over here. You shouldn't be teleporting. No, you shouldn't be teleporting. That should not be a thing. Not at all. I don't know why that's happening. That's not okay. I'm gonna have to fix that. Where did I just put myself?
Well, that's fun.
What?
No, I don't know. Everything's just suck.
Language, Jordan.
Sorry. Hello. A friendo's in the chat call.
Hi, how's it going?
Oh, well, everything in our game is broken.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
but that's pretty
Naturally, we're doing just fine. Peachy, in fact. Oh my. Oh dear.
This just in. You definitely can see them through the ceiling.
Oh no, what do we do?
You
Cube?
need colliders on the ceilings. Or you could just make
I
it...
mean, if you want to do a mesh collider on the ceiling, you can do that, or...
Yeah.
I mean, that would be easier. Most of the ceilings are just quads anyway.
This one isn't.
Wow. Most ceilings are quads.
This one isn't.
Okay, Cole. Some of them
This
are
one
quads
isn't.
plus one.
This one is a quad.
Okay, well, the point... Okay, I should say most of them are like a single face.
Yeah. If you just want me to generate colliders on all of them, I can do that.
Oh.
But the
You
thing-
also need to, like, I don't know if it's that you need to I guess it's that you need to recalculate culling, but there are a lot of objects that I think don't get culled still. Some of the newer stuff.
That means they need to be marked as static.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if
They
it
also
needed to be
need
marked
that.
or if it was just needed to be recalculated.
They also
Like-
need that so that they can bake.
I separated the bedroom wall or whatever you were talking about, and I don't think that gets culled. As well as some other stuff.
I see. I'm gonna wait a minute. Is that a new tree? No, it's not actually. Why is this on the top then? Are you sure you didn't put in a tree?
You're a tree. You're down.
Where did that even come from?
What?
I remember that.
You're a towel?
Yeah.
It's from South Park. It's not even really funny, to be honest. It's kind of stupid.
It doesn't make any sense.
I know, it's because a towel said it.
Oh, wait. I think
The
this
joke
is
is
my
that
treat.
he tells people that they're a towel when he's the one that's a towel.
Wow.
It's very funny.
Wow, wow. I mean, that's comedy gold right there.
I think I hate everything. But I'm not sure.
But I haven't decided yet.
I'm trying to fix these colliders, and sometimes they like poke through places they're not supposed to.
Isn't that the best?
Oh, how did this even happen? What the hecky?
What to hecky?
One of the walls is just pulled out a bunch for no reason, like into the room.
Excellent.
Why? Has it always been like this?
Who knows?
Neat. Oh my goodness.
What?
It apparently always has been like that. I don't think it was intentional.
Making things function terribly is usually not intentional.
This mansion is more difficult than I previously thought it would be.
Yeah, really? That is so weird.
I just want to throw mesh colliders on all the walls now. It saves so much time, but I think it would lose some frames. Can we just do that instead?
Jordan, no. We'll do it on the ceilings.
Like, especially this wall. It's got a door in the middle of it, so I have to make extra face for the top part. ...
Preface.
This whole new... This is turning, like, this, the colliders for the walls are, like, the biggest mess in the mansion all of a sudden. Like,
Really?
I'm trying to fix it, but I'm sure I'm making new problems in doing so. Like, there's gonna be probably parts where the collider is pokes through this floor a little bit or something somewhere.
The other thing that you can't just go generating colliders is because if there's complex geometry, then you run the risk
there is
of them making... You run the risk of collisions being weird.
Most
Not
walls,
working.
I think, are pretty flat, but there's some that have the little poppy-outy stuff.
Yeah.
I do work.
I'm Jordan's fault.
Interesting. I might have to go do something and then come back if you want to. I mean,
I'm gonna eat dinner soon. We'll just end the stream.
oh, sure. But like, I meant like pretty much in like a couple minutes though, not like in 20 minutes.
Well, I mean, if you have to leave in a few minutes, what are you gonna do?
Like, well, like dinner, but also, you know, other house things.
House things.
I mean, you want to stream like longer, or are you planning to like end it soonish?
Yeah.
Because I have to go in a couple minutes.
I mean, whenever you have to leave, you can just end it.
Alrighty. Well, hang on. This is gonna be a slight mess, but I think I can maybe get it to work. I'm trying to just go around to every room and make it so that the colliders go up and hopefully not too far up. It's kind of messy. Like, this wall has a doorway in it, and there's no face for the area above the doorway. So I have to, like, make stuff there, too. But I have to go to the bathroom. Ah!
Alright, bye. Oh, that looks very similar.
I'm back.
Oh my
Except I
God.
probably should go now. Is what I said.
Okay.
Well, this has been another exciting adventure of Please Watch My Stream by Jordan and Cool.
But in the other order, of course.
If you want to stream for a few more minutes, you can, but I probably need to go.
Meh. We're not really doing anything anymore.
Anyway, when I have time, I'll come back and probably work on the colliders after dinner. But yeah. Thanks for watching. Nobody. Well,
Thronezilla is
people
still
did.
here. Some people did
I don't
show
know.
up too.
But yeah, I need to go. So this is Jordan signing off.
And also Cole as well. That's a thing.